I'm Evan Roback. This is my show. I review Smiling Friends. So over the past week or so, I've binged this little series called Smiling Friends. Going in, I knew next to nothing about it other than that it was a really popular adult cartoon. And I can see why it's so popular, because it is really good. So the main premise of the show is that Smiling Friends is a charity that simply exists to make people smile. Our two main characters are Pim, who's very idealistic and childlike, and Charlie, who's not as optimistic as Pim, but also a bit more practical. Among their coworkers are Alan, who will either serve as the straight man to their antics or tag along if they need another guy. Glep, a little green creature who speaks in gibberish, and their wacky and eccentric boss. In addition to our main cast, there's some really interesting clients, whether it be because they're genuinely sympathetic like Desmond, or because they're so hilariously unsympathetic like Mr. Frog. They all leave a distinct impact. I love the animation in the show. It reminds me of Gumball with how it mixes different styles, and the voice acting in the show is great too, especially with the boss. Probably my favorite thing about this show is the variety in its humor. There's a lot of great visual gags, a lot of great verbal jokes, like how they tend to have like very realistic arguments. The juxtaposing animation, the typical crude humor you'd expect from these shows, and even some good references. Probably my favorite joke in the show, though, is when they brought in the freaking nostalgia critic to teach the Smiling Friends how to slay a demon.
Hello, I'm Daniel the Demon Slayer. I slay demons so you don't have to.
I think thematically, Smiling Friends almost feels like a bit of a deconstruction of some of the adult cartoons that were big during my early teenage years, like Rick and Morty and BoJack Horseman. You know how in Rick and Morty, Rick will often talk about how, oh, life is meaningless. Well, a lot of the times in Smiling Friends, either a client or an antagonist will express similar views, but always be proven wrong by the end.
Wait a minute, man. They don't, think nothing matters at all, man. He was, scared to die and stuff, man.
And even though I've never seen BoJack Horseman, I know enough about it that I know that it tends to be a very grim show. For instance, in the first episode of Smiling Friends, they have to help a suicidal man with a gun to his head find purpose in his life again. If this were in at least what I hear that BoJack is, the episode probably would have ended with the man pulling the trigger, but in Smiling Friends, no, they play the feel-good ending completely straight and have the guy manage to turn his life around. While there is definitely value in a cautionary tale, I also can appreciate Smiling Friends' more uplifting approach. I think that's the secret sauce that makes Smiling Friends work so well. As edgy as it can be, there really is a heart to it, and it can at times be downright wholesome. Overall, I wouldn't say the show is super deep or anything, but it certainly made me smile. And you know what else would make me smile? If you subscribed.